The morning began with a strange stillness, a silence unlike any Asano had ever known. He opened his eyes, expecting the ceiling of his modest home, but instead found himself staring at an alien sky, the colors sharper, the air thicker with something that seemed alive. Grass clung wetly to his face, and the ground beneath him pulsed faintly with a rhythm that was not of the earth he knew. Asano pushed himself upright, groggy and bewildered. His first thought was that he had been drugged, his second that he was dreaming. Yet the clarity of every detail, the smell of soil, the hum of unseen life, the taste of iron in the air, made the notion of a dream impossible. He was somewhere else. The world did not wait for him to gather his wits. A rustling in the underbrush became a roar, and a monstrous creature lurched from the trees. It was like nothing he had ever seen, part reptile, part nightmare, dripping with hunger. Panic flared in his chest. He had no weapons, no armor, nothing but his body and the scraps of nerve that clung to him. Then, a voice, not outside, but inside, echoed through his mind. It was flat, mechanical, a string of words he could not at first understand. Then it clarified, a system, a list, strange abilities etched into him as though he were part of a game. He blinked, heart racing, trying to reconcile the absurdity. Skills, powers? A panel only he could see? The monster lunged. Instinct overrode doubt. Asano ran, branches tearing at his clothes, mud sucking at his shoes. His mind reeled, half in terror, half in disbelief. Was this real? Was he about to die in some alien forest, torn apart by a beast that belonged in a fever dream? Cornered at last, desperation forced him to reach inward, to the strange abilities now bound to him. Shadows bent, poison stirred. Something intangible answered his call. The magic felt wrong and right all at once, alien but obedient. A cloud of darkness burst forth, seeping into the creature's flesh. It recoiled, hissing, its body twisting with sudden agony. Asano gasped for breath, staring at his own hands, at the thin wisp of smoke curling from his fingers. He had done that. Somehow, impossibly, he had struck the monster down. It collapsed, twitching, and the system's voice chimed again in his head, cold and transactional, awarding him something he did not yet understand. Essence, experience, progress. Shaking, Asano stumbled away from the corpse. His hands trembled, not just from fear but from the weight of what had just happened. He was no fighter, no warrior. He was a man who had lived an ordinary life, now drenched in the blood of something that could not possibly exist. The humor that so often colored his words faltered, replaced by the raw edge of survival. Yet even in the haze of panic, his mind clung to thought. If this was a dream, then pain should have woken him already. If this was real, then he had to accept it, no matter how absurd. He muttered to himself, sarcasm bleeding through cracked nerves, mocking the system that handed him cryptic rewards as if he were in a video game. The forest loomed vast around him, trees reaching impossibly high, leaves glowing faintly as though drinking the strange energy in the air. He was lost, alone, armed only with sarcasm, stubbornness, and whatever powers this bizarre world had grafted onto him. He wiped the blood from his cheek, shuddering, but his eyes hardened. He had survived the first test. That was enough. The day stretched on, a haze of stumbling exploration, hungry insects, and the weight of realization pressing down upon him. This was not a place he could escape easily. The system was not a trick of the mind, but a reality he had to master. He could not wait for rescue. No one was coming. Asano sat against a tree, staring up at the sky, trying to steady his thoughts. He laughed bitterly at the absurdity. Yesterday, life had been normal. Work, errands, the dull routine of home. Today, he had killed a monster with magic and bled in a forest that defied every rule of nature he had known. The chapter of his old life was closed. Ahead lay only the unknown. He would curse, he would stumble, he would mock everything around him. But he would endure. Somewhere between man and monster, he would carve his place in this world or die trying. For the first time since awakening, Asano whispered aloud, a vow to no one but himself. Survive. Thank you. Please support the official release and remember to like and subscribe.